deep right field. Call's going back at the wall. It's tied. 2 outs, 2 runs. Ohtani with a shot to lock it at 2.
Where is Whiteville? Congratulations, Brian. And others. We have a couple of senators here. I just don't particularly like them, so I won't introduce. Over the course of this amazing season, the members of this team I didn't think it was that big a deal, actually.
Great to see the LA Dodgers having a great time with our president, with all of the constant drudgery the mainstream media plays out and pushes on Trump. He knows how to keep things light, and this battle is real. But he continues to lead with grace. And Bibi also had a shock yesterday when President Trump again brought up something strange. We're going to expose that one. We also will see how these tariffs, how well they're doing. It's working. And we're going to close with the pedos that are being arrested in Florida. Wow. There's a lot to get into. Let's get into this. First one to tell you, July 13th through the 20th, 2025. A reminder that we are getting to the final moments of you getting the availability, jumping on a cruise at sea with LT, navigating truth, hope, faith, and freedom. You're going to be with fellow patriots. They'll share their stories alongside others, and you're going to say, when did you wake up? Where are you from? Wow, can I get your information? The next thing you know, you've got new friends. Remember, you guys were all pushed and all alone for so long, but yet you're going to be with others. Laura Logan's going to be there. Tim Lovelace is there. Todd Tillman from The Voice, the winner of 2020, will be there. And the best of all, folks, we're going to be in beautiful Alaska. That's right. The food is absolutely amazing aboard the cruise line, the Western M, and we'll be looking at those glaciers and going on excursions and more together. Looking so forward to meeting all of you. Click in the description box below or go to andweknow.com and you'll find out more about it. So, of course, President Trump, you saw a little bit in the intro, but wanted to just show, think about it like this from Ultrafrog 17. Trump would not be smiling and making jokes and laughing, and I'm showing on the screen for those listening in, him having a great time, like you heard in the intro, with the LA Dodgers baseball team. In case you didn't know what that was in the intro and you were listening, that's what he's doing. He's having a good time standing in front of them, telling jokes and more. And I tell you what, he wouldn't be laughing if he thought that the tariff gamble wasn't going to pay off in a major way. Social media is in a constant state of panic, but Trump's confidence says everything you need to know. This whole earth being controlled by these terrible and evil people. Well, the evil folks are literally dying, and you're blackpilling everyone. Everyone is doubting his plan today. Will have egg on their face soon. I want to show this again with that context of knowing he's in front of the LA Dodgers.
And others. We have a couple of senators here. I just don't particularly like them, so I won't introduce.
He cooks the senators to their faces, and the Dodgers are having a blast behind them.
Of this amazing season, the members of this team.
Then he turns around, whispers something. They're all laughing and smiling.
I didn't think it was that big a deal, actually.
And they're just having fun. I just love it. And of course, Ohtani, we showed him in the intro. And if you guys didn't know, his number is number 17. We're going to show some more of that in a second. But he's having a heyday. And you can imagine what the Japanese mainstream media is doing, freaking out because all they do is constantly put President Trump down. And Ohtani's probably in for a lashing from all of the people, most of the people there. There's a lot of fans in Japan of President Trump. And man, they are lied to. And you would just be in shock how disgusting it is for the media over there. And so, anyway, he walks up 7 hours later, according to Dan Scavino, and he gets a home run after meeting President Trump.
Ohtani is hit hard to deep right field. Call's going back at the wall. It's time.
And we saw that in the intro. And, of course, he's number 17. If you guys didn't know that, I always thought that was pretty amazing. And, of course, getting that home run and Dan Scavino pointing that out. You know, October 29th, 2021, Scavino Facebook post 11:50 p.m. Enter Sandman. Trump throws the ball to Mariano Rivera, the closer. On the 23rd of July, 2020, Rivera joined Trump and Little League baseball players on the White House lawn. In the video, Trump tweeted, Jersey 17. He throws the ball to the President of the United States right at the 17-second mark. Does POTUS then throw the ball to the closer, to you? Enter Sandman. You, that's you, all the folks out there listening, Q and posts are most definitely in control. Important takeaway. We had the ball the entire time. The world is watching World Series. The world is here. Eyes on. 2350, Red October, double meanings exist. Absolutely amazing how this continues to play out. Well, President Trump, of course, keeping up with the 17 because we love it. Rates are plummeting. Oil prices are plummeting. Deregulation is happening. President Trump is not going to bend. That's what President Trump posted. As you're looking at your screen, for those that are listening, he's showing a screenshot of Brent and crude from the stock market, and it's down 1.73 Brent crude. And crude oil is down 1.76. You got the 1.7, 1.7. Interesting set of 17s again for all of us to see. Isn't that something? The budget plan President Trump put out just passed by the United States Senate. Oh, yeah, good stuff. Has my complete and total endorsement and support. All of the elements we need to secure the border, enact historic spending cuts, and make tax cuts permanent, and much more are strongly covered and represented in the bill. Thank you to Senate Majority Leader John Thune and House Speaker Mike Johnson for their hard work and attention to detail. There's no better time than now to get this deal done. The House, the Senate, and our great administration are going to work tirelessly on creating the one big, beautiful bill, an appropriate name if Congress so likes. Everyone is going to be happy with the results. Passage will make even the subject of world trade far easier and better for the USA. The House must pass this budget resolution and quickly make America great again. So who happened to be against all of this? There's 7 Republican senators co-sponsoring a bill to limit President Trump's tariff powers. They're actually out there going against him. Senator Moran, Grassley, Murkowski, McConnell, Tillis, Young, and Collins. We need primary challenges. This is ridiculous. It is. And of course, then you've got this from Rand Paul.
I am a Republican. I am a supporter of Donald Trump, but this is a bipartisan problem. I don't care if the president is a Republican or a Democrat. I don't want to live under emergency rule. I don't want to live where my representatives cannot speak for me and have a check and balance on power. One person can make a mistake. And guess what? Tariffs are a terrible mistake. They don't work. They will lead to higher prices. They are a tax, and they have historically been bad for our economy.
Interesting. You know, Rand Paul holds stakes in several companies that provide medical equipment to government-operated hospitals, bypassing the competitive bidding process because he is a U.S. senator, says Seeking Truth on X. As a senator, Paul has a significant advantage in securing these contracts without undergoing the typical bidding process. He generates a profit of approximately $480,000 a month from these ventures. These investments represent more than half of Rand Paul's total net worth. Is the reason he is upset with President Trump because tariffs will affect his profit margins from his $5 million per year government income? Shouldn't Rand Paul be more concerned about protecting American workers and their jobs? And I'm showing that to you on the screen. What do you guys think is going on with that? Is he a sleeper that all of a sudden has been out there pushing against President Trump now? Well, when you head out to the Communist News Network, you've got Marlin Steel CEO Drew Greenblatt. And he's loving this stuff. Here we go.
We absolutely have had a couple people anxious about their stock market, about the stock market. But again, our goal is that we're going to sell millions more dollars, so we have to hire many more people. If we do that, we're going to hire them at very good jobs, with very good pay, wonderful benefits with the 401k match. True, there's some companies that have been buying T-shirts from Vietnam and China, and they're going to have to pay a couple more bucks for a T-shirt. And then the American consumer is going to have to pay more for a T-shirt. That's obviously not pleasant for those American consumers. But I think there's going to be an overwhelming surge of hiring in America as things level out, as American factories ramp up and people have to hire talent, buy machines. We've invested money in buying new machines because we're so enthusiastic, so optimistic about the future. That's going to start happening throughout the nation, and people are going to be leaning into the future. This is a very exciting time for the American manufacturing worker. We're going to be able to pull people from poverty into the middle class that used to not have an avenue. They had no shot at getting into the middle class. We're going to be able to offer them a shot.
Sorry about that little interruption. I was bringing up something for us to see. And it's amazing how this was caught on the Intel board. This dropped 1069 on 407. This was April 7, 2018 drop. You have more than you know. Steel, STEEL. Tech, America for sale. Systematic weakening of the United States. Uranium One, cash flow funnel. Inside job, traders and money. We are in control. Those awake can see. So speaking of the steel manufacturer, thrilled by these tariffs, good things are happening, and we were told years ago how this was all going to be playing out. Who are the silent thieves? We were reminded again, President Trump, as he had Bibi Netanyahu right there next to him, he talks about 1913 again.
But we are resetting a table, and we're going to have great trade, and we're going to have a very strong country. Our country is going to be at a level that has maybe never been, or maybe, our country was the strongest, believe it or not, from 1870 to 1913. You know why? It was all tariff-based. We had no income tax. Then in 1913, some genius came up with the idea of let's charge the people of our country, not foreign countries that are ripping off our country. And the country was never that kind of wealth. We had so much wealth, we didn't know what to do with our money. We had meetings, we had committees, and these committees worked tirelessly to study one subject. We have so much money. What are we going to do with it? Who are we going to give it to? And I hope we're going to be in that position again.
I love it when he brings that up over and over again, just for all those that continue to miss in on what he's trying to get at. Why are they manipulating you? How are they stealing your wealth? Bubble, crash, steal, lie, and repeat. What is inflation? Monetary manipulation, taxation without representation. Put an end to